AITA for pointing out I didn't invite someone to dinner with me. There's a girl, 19F, who lives in my 19F hallway. Our raw figure has hallway bonding events twice a week that people are kind of supposed to attend, or strongly encouraged. They are enjoyable. But for this one girl, she is always commenting on my eating choices. On one occasion, she said she had just finished dinner. I said, oh, same. She asked what I thought about the dining hall options that night. I said I had gone to a restaurant. She said in a weird way, that's an expensive restaurant. I was like, I suppose. It wasn't really, but I suppose it's a nice restaurant compared to fast food or something. Another occasion, she asks what I had been doing before the event. I said dinner. She said, at a restaurant. I'm sure. I was like, yeah. That's what I typically do. I don't like the dining hall food, so I prefer going to restaurants usually. She said, must be nice. I was like, yeah, it is. And thought, what a strange girl. She does not seem to understand how to have polite social interaction. It kept seeming to happen. She said, where did you eat tonight? I'm like, I went to X, not that it's her business. She said in a vapid, weird kind of way, I could never afford that. And still not sure why she's asking about where I eat. I said, well, it's not like I invited you, so you don't need to worry about if you can afford it. She said she doesn't feel comfortable at our bonding events because of my aggression. NTA, she is absolutely being passive-aggressive and judging your choices. I really don't understand the YTA votes here, unless everyone is missing the sarcasm in the must be nice. NTA. This person shouldn't be questioning where you eat and what you can afford. They are clearly jealous that they have a different financial situation that doesn't afford them eating at similar restaurants, etc. She needs to figure out a new topic of conversation. You responded with the energy you were given. If she's uncomfortable, that's on her. You seem overly interested in my eating habits. I don't appreciate it, nor do I appreciate your speculations on my financial decisions. Please stop making comments to me on this topic. She was being extremely rude by making snide comments about her perception of your eating and spending habits. And her most recent interaction, when she asked you about where you had eaten for the specific purpose of passive-aggressively criticizing you, was completely out of line. While you did not respond to it in an ideal way, your response was perfectly appropriate to such an uncalled-for comment. NTA. And if she truly didn't mean it in a passive-aggressive way, then the only possible reason she could be commenting on it is because she does have anxiety about what she can afford. And in that unlikely scenario, your response was still appropriate, because it basically reassured her that you were not expecting her to magically come up with the money. Y'all crazy in these comments. Op is in ta. Why is this girl so concerned with where you're eating and how much you spend? Doesn't sound like you're being aggressive to me, but it certainly sounds like she's being passive-aggressive for some reason. No idea what's going on with this girl, but I can't see how you could really be considered ta here. NTA. This isn't about food. She's annoyed that you seem to have more disposable income than she does. Just ignore her. She's being an a-hole. NTA. You don't owe her an accounting of your activities or a reckoning of the cost of your meals. I assume she has access to food. The best thing you can do for her is to tell her that her jealousy of you is pointless and unproductive. The second nicest thing you can do is ignore her completely. Edit. I don't understand the responses saying you were rude. I wouldn't have used your response. But I don't see how it was super rude or aggressive at all. She comes off as more aggressive with the jealous comments. I'm choosing to believe she's just really bad at flirting. NTA. It's none of her business where you get your food. This girl made you uncomfortable again and again. Who knows why she is insisting on engaging with you in this way, and she seems to have an issue with you for no reason. NTA op. Just reading how the girl asked you questions and responded to your answers about your eating a certain restaurant. Sounded passive-aggressive to me. I really don't understand the YTA's responses. It seems like you being judged for being able to afford going to restaurants, but it's just fine for her to come at you in a passive-aggressive manner just because she can't afford to do the same. In the future, either ask her why is she so concerned about when and where you dine and tell her you don't talk about your business, or just don't answer her at all. Give her the look and walk away. NTA. Sure, you could have not said that, but she's being weirdly passive-aggressive and overly preoccupied with your eating habits. You would have also seemed aggressive if you said anything about not wanting to talk about where you eat or called out her preoccupation. Sounds like she's jealous because she can't afford to eat out like you do. Who the heck has time for twice-weekly faux bonding sessions, complete with passive-aggressive knuckleheads? OMG. It is nice to get out of this environment and relax in an inviting atmosphere unlike this circle of sadness and hostility you seem to be perpetually swimming in. Yeah, I'm meaner than a mean chick. NTA. Shut her down. She vapor. Who needs that? Take a bow. I bet she gets a clue for next time. Tears of joy. NTA. She kept asking, then kept commenting. If someone is rude to you, then you can be rude back. You don't have to always be nice to people acting like jerks to you. Why don't you open the convo by asking her where she ate? What did she eat? Which was the best part of her meal? What did she have for breakfast? For lunch? Where? Is her mother a good cook? Her aunt? Her grandma? If you ask such themed questions, she may get the idea. NTA. I don't get the people saying you are TA and that she is just trying to make small talk. I suck at small talk so bad. And I have never resorted to making negative comments to someone as a way to make small talk. I think what you was a little extra snarky, and if this was the first time she'd said anything to you, it would be a bit over the top. But she keeps asking about your dining choices and judging you. So I think the extra snark is reasonable. Her last comment about your aggressiveness is just wild. Obviously she has some issue about you. Maybe talk to the raw about the girl's comment to head off any potential for that girl to say how you are being aggressive toward her. I've learned over and over to CYA and document everything with a potential for negative consequences. NTA. She's a sarcastic a-hole and doesn't like that she got called out. Just avoid her as much as possible. NTA. She seems pretty awkward and is trying to engang in conversation. But she is insulting you instead and then lashing out. I wouldn't worry about it. Automod, thanks for posting. This comment is a copy of your post so readers can see the original text if your post is edited or removed. This comment is not accusing you of copying anything. Read this before contacting the mod team. There's a girl, 19F, who lives in my 19F hallway. Our raw figure has hallway bonding events twice a week that people are kind of supposed to attend or strongly encouraged. They are enjoyable. But for this one girl, she is always commenting on my eating choices. On one occasion, she said she had just finished dinner. I said, oh, same. She asked what I thought about the dining hall options that night. I said I had gone to a restaurant. She said in a weird way, that's an expensive restaurant. I was like, I suppose. It wasn't really, but I suppose it's a nice restaurant compared to fast food or something. Another occasion, She asks what I had been doing before the event. I said dinner. She said, at a restaurant. I'm sure. I was like, yeah. That's what I typically do. I don't like the dining hall food, so I prefer going to restaurants usually. She said, must be nice. I was like, yeah, it is. And thought, what a strange girl. She does not seem to understand how to have polite social interaction. It kept seeming to happen. She said, where did you eat tonight? I'm like, I went to X, not that it's her business. She said in a vapid, weird kind of way, I could never afford that. And still not sure why she's asking about where I eat. I said, well, it's not like I invited you, so you don't need to worry about if you can afford it. She said she doesn't feel comfortable at our bonding events because of my aggression. I am a bot, and this action was performed automatically. Please contact the moderators of this subreddit if you have any questions or concerns. She's not commenting on your eating. She's commenting on your wealth. You're much wealthier than her and she's having insecurity about it. University dorms are sometimes the first time that many people regularly interact with people from other social classes. For example, you don't seem to think it's odd to be able to eat out every night. But when I was 19, I couldn't eat out more than once a month. She's being socially awkward because your wealth disparity makes her feel awkward. Doesn't make what she's doing okay or right. Just explains where she's coming from. When she talks to you, all her brain thinks is, this is the rich girl, and she has no idea how to have a regular conversation with you. Her brain focuses on only the aspect that, to her, is shining off you like a bright neon sign.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.